As I said, I have a problem with walking over the graves. You may think I'm crazy, but I do want them to know that I'm not being disrespectful.
Tucked into the heart of Gettysburg, these graves are a reminder of service, of sacrifice, and of bravery.
So you can see all of our United States colored troops here.
The war was basically almost a standstill they started drafting black troops in 1863.
Marking the lives of men who historians say made the difference in the Civil War.
And they were able to give the North an abundance of troops, and then they overcame the South.
Going through and giving this tour is a labor of love for me.
Designated U.S. Army regiments of African-American soldiers who fought for reunification and freedom from slavery. But when they passed, none of that mattered.
All of our colored troops that had went off to fight in the war, they wanted a proper burial place for them. And at that time, blacks could not be buried in a white cemetery.
This burial ground, now known as Lincoln Cemetery, was purchased by black leaders, becoming the final resting spot for 30 men.
We're all created equal. But for you to go off and fight for your country and you're still denied burial, I want people to know these folks in these graves here, so I tell their stories.
These stories span the lengths of South Central Pennsylvania, from Lincoln Cemetery in Gettysburg to Lincoln Cemetery here in Pembroke near Harrisburg.
It's right here in our backyard. A lot of people don't know this cemetery exists.
100 more U.S. colored troops resting off the beaten path, where Civil War roots run just as deep.
This is about 44 acres, I understand. Well, you know, Harrisburg is very close to Gettysburg. And one of the stories that's not known as the troops approached Harrisburg actually was Lee's target.
These two grave sites help to tell those lesser-known stories, which are prominent parts of central Pennsylvania's black history.
This is the last and the only concrete evidence that we have that there was actually a black community. So this cemetery is very, very important to the black history of this town.
And these folks strive to keep these soldiers' stories alive, something they call a privilege and an honor.
I love the black community, and I love sharing and telling the stories of the black community as it was handed down to us from generations ago.
Alyssa Kratz, Fox 43 News.